Jesse and them. Then I started pushing more.
When was the first time you sort of got in the studio and started recording?
I was like probably 14, 15.
Okay.
And I recorded at this dude house at the time named Dylan Witt.
Okay.
And I did my first few songs there, and it was all right. It was like a learning experience. I still ain't know like my flow or what to talk about at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I shout out to Dylan Witt for that one. I'll give it to him. So
how what's some of the ways you feel like you done sort of grown maybe in your artistry since then?
I feel like I've grown with when it comes down to artistry. I didn't for example like open mics. I ain't never heard of open mics until I got around who I got around now to this day. So it's a different world. So it kind of made me more inspired with the talent you seek out here. Like a lot of people sleep on certain people, and you going to have that a lot. And it just made me want to push more as a local artist and as a person too. And well, now that I got a son around this time, he make me want to go harder. And I don't know how to quit now. So you saying it's
Go ahead, my fault.
it's okay, okay. It's all right.
No, I was just gonna say, have you been actively recording now still too? You been getting in the studio and making new music, or
Kinda
what's sort
have.
of been your outlet? Has it just mainly been through open mics?
No. My outlet first was getting into the studio, and like I said, the first time was like really was dealing with at the time, but being around KB Finn and his brother and them, we had like in-house studio, so I recorded mainly in there. So that was my first outlet.
Right.
Just recording in the closet that they dad built them and stuff, and basement type deal. Yeah.
Do you still got some of those songs, or did you ever release those songs, or something that you?
They was some old songs. They was like I didn't know how to put it on YouTube at the time. I got like probably 2 songs that was under Dylan Witt studio, but when it came to like me being around KB Finn and his bro and all of them, it wasn't like I was mainly in the studio at the time. I was like learning about like my voice and stuff, messing around with it and stuff. I actually made a mixtape in like a week.
Okay.
But I never like released them. It was just on some let me record. And I was the only one at the time doing it for real, but because nobody else wasn't really trying.
Okay.
So yeah, shout out to them, man. Shout out to them boys.
How often do you find yourself one of the things I've been talking to different artists about is just like their writing process and their recording process. How often do you find yourself writing on a regular basis, or is that something that you partake in? I've also spoke to some artists who don't necessarily do too much writing, and they just sort of get everything either when they're in the studio on the spot, or figure it out once they like maybe they put the lyrics together in their head, but they don't necessarily write it out on pen and pad or write it out on the phone. What's your do you write? What's your writing process like if you do?
So like I had them times where like I hear a beat, and sometimes I'll mess around, come up with a hook or something, or like I'll say a couple of freestyle words and I'll still remember them certain words. So then like I do my best to write it in my phone or write them on a notepad. But notebook has always came first before I knew about typing on notes on phone. So so when I do that, it was like, all right, then I had to come up with the rest of the process when I listen to that beat again. Where if I'm in a studio, it was a couple times I had beats where I was already done writing to, and then I hear another beat and I was like, all right, I'm gonna just go off to that, and just for experimental purposes.
Okay.
But the only time I ever freestyle was like 2 times in a home studio and actual studio. Shout out to Joel Zavella, Jay-Z, bro. Rock Royal Studio. I did my first few pieces there when he was on East State, and then where he at now, he moved, but he's still out here. It took a minute. So that's how I really worked my mind. Like I literally remember a hook easily, But then when it comes to the freestyling words, I like know a little bit of pieces and I'll write the rest.
Okay.
So
what's
my cup runneth over, it's a lot that's on my plate. Bit off more than I could chew and then I split it into eighths. It's a bitter pill to swallow, but it's one we gotta take. Them tables gon' turn, when they do we gon' be straight. Take it with a grain of salt when they tell you that you great. Let your work bear fruit, then judge it by its taste. It's on a silver platter, it's no way you can relate.
I gotta be concrete, concrete to myself. If nobody else, I gotta be concrete. I gotta be concrete, concrete to myself. If nobody else, I gotta be concrete. I gotta be concrete. I gotta be concrete to myself. If nobody else, I